Hello, fellow rockers of the world. It is James Maresca once again with another Rock Nation update. This time, I'm talking all things Whitesnake. For those of you who don't know, in late March, Whitesnake released a brand new album entitled Forevermore. And not only am I going to review that album, but I had the pleasure of checking out night one of Whitesnake's Forevermore tour, and I'll throw out my thoughts on that as well. So lots to talk about with Whitesnake. We'll get right on that bandwagon right now. Specifically, to begin with the album itself, great effort by the band. I mean, many people would agree. I don't know if David Coverdale and Whitesnake have it in them to release a bad album, and this album is no Forevermore. It's no exception to that. Interestingly, though, in many respects, Forevermore does go back somewhat to the early days of Whitesnake. I mean, specifically that really strong blues influence, blues sound of the songs. I know a lot of real diehard Whitesnake fans are probably thrilled at this. But if you're a casual Whitesnake fan, maybe one of those who got turned on to the band in the late 80s, I wouldn't shy away from this. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily that they're alienating that late 80s sound. But some songs, like the fist-pounding, really strong beat opening song, Steal Your Heart Away, that is, for instance, one. Even some of the more modern-sounding songs, All Out of Luck and Tell Me How, they still have a really strong blues feel to it. And let me mention, too, that when I say more modern sounding, I'm doing finger quotes right here. You'll definitely know what I mean if you heard the 2008 release, Good to Be Bad. I mean, in terms of the guitar tones, in some ways, definitely in terms of the production, there is a little bit more of a modern feel on some of the songs, but the band does not sacrifice those classic Snake elements that we all know and love, rest assured. May even be one of those things where, to me, it sounds more modern than it really is. Some of you might not even realize that, but I just wanted to throw that out there. But as I said, some songs, really strong blues. But then, of course, the band couldn't go without sounding like the late 80s, and they knew that. One song in particular, Dogs in the Street, it's basically Bad Boys Part 2. I know I'm grateful for that. You always need a big, shredding, in-your-face rocker that takes your breath away. Dogs in the Street is that. Also a great song, easier said than done. That is the big ballad on the album, and quite honestly, it probably would have done really well if it came out in the late 80s, around the Slip of the Tongue era. Those are some of the highlights. Also, the ending of the album is really strong. It ends with two more strong, really powerful, energetic, hard rock and blues-based songs. One, Whipping Boy Blues, and the other, My Evil Ways. And then wrapping up the whole mix is the title track, Forevermore. The best thing to compare that to is Zeppelin's Kashmir. The first 2 minutes or so, probably even more like 3, are all acoustic, and then it just comes in with that intensity and drama that, once again, the best thing to compare it to is Kashmir. If anything, it's worth it to listen to this album straight through just to get to that. And then that really rounds it all out. There even are a few acoustic songs, One of These Days, and the great I Bid You Well song called Fare Thee Well. And then I cannot forget, even a song that it's hard to even point out how it sounds. I've heard it described as a little Motown-esque, believe it or not. I don't know how you would label it, but a song, I Need You, Shine the Light. In my opinion, I don't know really styling. It's hard, it rocks, big guitars, and quite honestly, I can't wait for the good weather to come to Long Island so I could blast this one out of my windows as I'm cruising down the road. So lots of great songs. You will not be sorry with this, especially if you like hard blues-based rock. And if you're a Whitesnake fan, then you shouldn't even be thinking about it. You should have the album already. Check it out. And it must be said, too, what's really cool is when you buy the album, it comes with an extra DVD that speaks about the recording of the album. It even has little documentaries, or a little documentary about the recording of the music video for Love Will Set You Free, and you have that music video. So it's great to have that companion DVD when you buy the CD. So that is the album. Then, of course, whenever an album comes out, not too long after is a tour. And I had the pleasure of seeing Whitesnake opening night of the Forevermore tour right here on Long Island. And it was definitely an entertaining, great show. The one qualm I have to say I did have about it, maybe a little bit too much new material. And as I just said, I love the new album. Can't complain about that. But ultimately, we were talking about 6 songs from Forevermore and 2 from Good to Be Bad, 2008's album. So that's about 8 or so songs from the 2000s. Then when you factor in the band only did about 15 songs, considering their history and the songs they gotta play, of course you had Here I Go Again, of course you had Still of the Night, of course you had Fool for Your Lovin'. So when you add them on with these new songs, I guess a lot of us left thinking, well, where was Slow and Easy? Where was Crying in the Rain? Where was Slide It In? But, of course, you have to remember that was night 1. Maybe the band were anxious to polish off some of the new songs. Regardless, it sounded great. There definitely were a little kinks to be worked out in terms of the harmonies and whatnot, but new members, Brian Tichy on drums, Michael Devon on bass, and Brian Rudy on keyboards, they all fit in fine. I'm sure the band will get better with each concert. They're probably better by now already. But it was definitely entertaining. I must note, too, Coverdale's voice is back. Probably right around how he sounded in 2004 when the band returned. I mean, he's not going to sound like 1990 again. But he definitely got his voice back to where it had been, 8-10 years ago. So definitely, if you have the opportunity, check them out. Don't let it fool you that maybe they're doing a lot of new songs or that they have new members. It's Whitesnake. They're always going to deliver you something great. And if you haven't already, check out Forevermore, the album. Recommend get that soon. Listen to that and check out Whitesnake when they're touring. The tour just began. I heard they're going to be going well to the end of the year. So without much further ado, I'm going to play one of my favorites from the album. This is a song. I'll pick this one in particular because it's a favorite of mine. It's one of those that really embodies that strong blues feel to the album. And it's also one that the band has been performing in concert. It really goes over well. So it's the second to last track. It really will give you the idea of this album, and I think you'll really like it. Here from Forevermore, the brand new Whitesnake album, My Evil Ways.